Hey folks, welcome back to the shack. So what I wanted to do in this video was talk about the butcher's knot. There's tons of them. You can watch a bunch of videos on YouTube, but obviously fitting for this type of channel, so I wanted to share this knot with you as well. Not overly complicated. A lot of people are put off by it. You know, you don't really need a fancy knot, and it really isn't a fancy knot. You could do what I call the Portuguese never come loose knot, which is just square knot over square knot, but this is really just a simple slip knot is all it is. And what makes it look tricky is watching the videos, right? So I hope I can bring some light to it in this one, a couple different angles, and show you that really it isn't that tricky, but super useful, right? Certainly in butchery, and as you go to cook your different roasts. I just did that video on Christmas with the turkey cushion that I use the same knot. Finally got some real butcher's twine though, instead of the thin stuff that I was using. So my simple boning knife, this is a Isol, which I have a couple Isol knives, actually 3 of them I think, and all the rest of my butchery and cookery knives are Victorinox. So again, some butcher's twine. What I like to do with that when I'm using it is throw it in a bowl. That way when you pull it, it just rolls around the bowl, not all over the table, the floor, and all that stuff. So and then I just recently bought a ton of meat and froze quite a bit of it, the majority of it. So boneless pork butt, and yep, you gotta slop that shit sometimes. So we're just gonna use this as a sample, tie up a couple knots, again a couple different views, show you the knot a couple different ways, the uses of it, and so forth. Again, pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. Alright, again, so a pork butt, typically roast this off. Sometimes I don't even tie it, to be honest with you. Sometimes I break it open, I'll stuff it, fold it back up and tie it up. So a ton of things you can do as far as different roasts and different things. Again, the turkey cushion I did, boning out a whole turkey or chicken, pork shoulder, shoulder of lamb, on and on and on. So you get the point, I think. So just to show you the knot, again, rolls in the bowl beside me. I can pull it. It's not rolling on the floor all over the table or the shop or whatever. So we get that under the piece of meat like such. So in my left hand is the running end. In my right hand is from the spool or the roll that's sitting in the bowl, no pun intended. And what we want to do with that, and I'm right-handed, so this is easier for me. You can reverse this obviously for left-handed people or whatever. So running end, left hand, spool end in the right hand. I'm going to pinch that together, and you can see I have a ton of waste here, so you know you can shorten that up by pulling it, coming back, and just taking as much as you need on that. But so I'm going to pinch that between my forefinger and my thumb. Switch fingers. Alright, so I want to go underneath, grab that running end, throw it over the top, and create this loop here on top. And what I'm really trying to do is catch that on my thumb to keep that loop. So when I grab that running end underneath everything, come back over the top, I go through the top and down and pull tight. And again, all that created was a slip knot. So from here, depending on what you're doing, if you're just trying to tidy up a roast, you're not stuffing it or anything like that, you can really cinch down on this knot. So you can hold the meat, pull up, and really crank down on that. From there, couple loops, grab your pigtail and pull tight, and then you would just trim that off from there. And that's one way to do it. So again, running end in my left hand, underneath the meat, come over the top, have just enough of what I need, pinch it together, take that running end that comes from underneath, throw it over the top, go underneath, and then my thumb caught that string to create the loop, go back through, pull it tight. So second variation, if you're stuffing any type of meat, again, doesn't really matter what it is, you can, let me bring that back for you. From there, you can throw a simple half hitch on the back side of that knot. So really, just like tying your shoe, half of a overhand knot, if you will, just to back up that slip knot. So now it's not going to loosen up when you tighten it. So again, if you're stuffing meat, whatever it may be, from here you can push it to the meat and cinch it up just to what you need it. And when you let go, it's not going to pull back. So from there, again, knife, cut it off, good to go. So one more time on each of those. First one, butcher's twine underneath. Can leave yourself plenty. When you get good at it, you can shorten it up and take exactly what you need so you're not wasting your string. But pinch the line, come from underneath with your running end, throw it over the top of everything. Try to catch it on your thumb so it creates that loop right there. Grab it underneath, go through the top of that loop, pull your knot tight. Again, from here you can really, wrap your hand around, cinch down on that knot. From there, again, you could, couple loops, grab that pigtail and bring it through those loops, tighten it up, cut your string, and you're good. So the other one, if we're stuffing a meat, string around, give ourselves enough, again from underneath with our running end, throw it over the top, create that loop with our thumb, come down through the top, create that knot. Just a simple slip knot is all that really is. Throw a simple half hitch behind it so it doesn't go anywhere, and now we can pull that knot and tighten it up to our desired restrictiveness, if you will. Again, more so used if you're stuffing a meat so your stuffing doesn't come out of the end or what have you. Cut our string, and there you have it. So let me adjust the camera, give you an aerial view, and hopefully you can see that better. Maybe we'll do a slow motion on this as well. Alright, so tough to do on the table, but you see the bowl with the spool, pulling it out, kind of a over the shoulder. So running end in my left hand, from the spool in my right. So underneath the meat, bring it to you as much as you need, pinch that, The running end is on the left side, so I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to throw that all over the top. Again, creating that loop with my thumb. So I'll go underneath, grab that running end, come down through the top of that loop, create my knot. So again, the first one, we can really crank down on that. Again, a couple twists of the hand, pull that through, tighten it up, and again, really all that is a half hitch. Cut it off. One version. Next one that we talked about, get our string under, over the top, pinch with our thumb and forefinger, come underneath everything, throw our running end over, creating a loop with our thumb, grab that running end from underneath, come back over the top, down through that loop, create the knot, and again, a simple half hitch is really just a half a square knot, just like you would tie your shoe. You can see that. Tighten that up. Again, if we're stuffing some sort of meat or whatever, and we want to control how tight we get it so the stuffing doesn't come out, now we can push that to the meat as tight as we want it. It doesn't loosen up when we let off it. We're good there. And we cut it. So I'll do a couple more without explanation. Just tie them up. I'll slow it down in slow motion, half speed or whatever on the video, and hopefully you can see it. Alright, so hey, thanks for joining me for this video, guys. Appreciate it. I draw a lot of inspiration, knowledge. I get it elsewhere as well, but for the most part, look over here. If you're watching this video on the main channel page, look over here somewhere. Scott Ree at the Scott Ree Project. I know some of you already watch him. I see your comments on his videos as well. But just an absolutely awesome dude. His videos are great. He's a character. They're funny. They're very thought out, educational. He's a master butcher by trade. Does a ton of good cooking videos as well. So again, I draw a lot of inspiration off of them. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because you know, give credit where it's due, right? So again, I learn other places too, but for the most part, this dude's funny to me. Again, educational. You can learn a ton from him. So if you're a butcher, want to get into butchering, or just learn how to cut your own meat and stuff like that. And he's also a very good cook. Got a lot of good recipes and stuff like that. So again, check him out over here on my main channel page, Scott Ree, at the Scott Ree Project. So again, I thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully you liked the video, and we'll see you soon with another one. Take care.